Ben Brown is a United States Marine veteran. He is a world-recognized sales expert, and here are his 5 steps to thrive in sales.
It can be both, right? An art is something that you practice. A science is something that's profound. So it is a process to get to that, to the end, to close. But, it's an art because it can be done many ways. Just for example, I worked in a organization one time where we had a long script, where we went through, or, normally it's about a 25 or 30-minute presentation that you do. You do the steps to get in the introduction, the qualification, and things of that nature. And so one day, we had what's called call-ins and people that was inquiring about some of the products that we had. And then we'll go through the steps. So what I did in Genius is saying, why not just get through all of these steps, because you don't know if they're qualified or not. You always can back up. So when people call, instead of saying, "Hi, I'm Ben Brown. What's your name? How can I help you? What are you looking for?" and then going through the process, I simply just went directly for the close. And when they called in, I said, "Order desk." One of the things I teach when I work with clients is, number one, is never assume anything, ever, right? Number two is you either have to like or love the product. If you don't like it or love it, leave it, right? Because that's going to get you through the hard times if you're an entrepreneur. When I say assume the sale, when I went through that process of saying order desk, like which product do you want? If they're able to choose and do that, I always can do a cool down and go back through the process to make sure they're qualified, right? Because you don't want RMAs and return merchandise. Now, if the person was not ready to purchase, they'll say, "Oh, well, I just wanted to ask a couple of questions about the product and inquire about some of the pricing," right? That means that they're not ready to order right away. I always can go back down to the first step. "Oh, no problem. My name is Ben Brown. Who are you?" And I can start going them back through the process. So the main thing that I teach people is that you get a sale here and you get a sale here. The difference in your technical knowledge and skill is that you're shortening the distance between the sales, right? So if I go order desk and somebody already orders, I do a 5-minute cool down, I can get on to the next sale. Because the key point, if you're in sales, is get to the next sale and get to the next one, right? I use a car a lot. So cars, people always can analogize buying a car. So when you go and you purchase a car, you get in there and people say, "What features are you looking for?" and things of that nature. So you envision a mother looking for a minivan for her vehicle, right? For her kids. So when you sit her down, you say, "Okay, what color you want, what features you want?" You say, "What features are you looking for your children?" Safety. And then you start figuring out, well, what would that feel like if you had a van feeling safe with your kids? Well, I wouldn't have to look back. I can drive a whole lot better. And then you ask the important question, how would that make you feel? So you're selling based upon that emotional feeling. I'm going to feel great in the new van. My other one, the brakes was going off. So if you don't get a van, what's going to happen now? So you can do an upside or downside on that. Now, you can also do that in B2B. When you get the product, what's going to happen? Well, the production's going to go up. What's going to happen with the production? Well, it's going to give us less time to actually do that and also create more income. Okay, how much more income that you think that would generate, right? So if they ever give you a number or a figure on that, they're dead. So they say, well, that would give me about 10 to 12,000 more dollars. Now, if I have that, I'm not even talking about the product. I can braze over the product and go back. And now you see how you can generate 10 to 12,000 dollars more with this product. You're going to get their attention with that, because that's sometimes they don't even think about that. They haven't thought about that. So that's why I say the difference in a good and great salesperson is the number of questions that you're going to ask. I'll put the analogy down because people have to understand. Barbara Walters, that interviews at New Year's Eve, right? The legendary Barbara Walters, great interviewer. She interviews the top people for that year, and they've been interviewed how many times? Hundreds, right? But you watch her because she's going to ask the tough questions, right? Some people sit down with her and say, "I'm not going to cry, Barbara." The interview hasn't even started yet, right? "You're not going to make me cry," because they've been interviewed all year, but they know when they get in front of her, she's going to ask the tough question. How long you been wanting to be a man? Bam. She's going to hit them right on camera. They don't know it's coming. And suddenly you see the emotions start to come out of them. And even though it's New Year's Eve and people have a lot of things to do, they put it on New Year's Eve and people watch it. You should be out or should be watching the ball drop. They're watching Barbara Walters because they want to see what she does to them. And that's a sale, right? Because she's selling that program. She's selling that interview. So the questions that she asks is going to be different than everybody else asks, and she's earned the right for that because she's legendary in that field. I tell people to record themselves and listen to what the feedback is from the customer. I tell people that sales is a skill. right? Either you're getting better or worse. You're never even. So there's little small nuances in there, a lot of things, voice inflection, speed, questions to ask, sales process, your scripting. A lot of these pieces go in there, and it's good to be on point every day. It's hard to have everything that day because we're humans and we start thinking about things or something will happen in the office. Your main attention, like I said, be a good salesperson, you have to be able to do two things really, right? Three things really. You have to know your knowledge about your product. You have to listen to the client, and then you have to know your process, your sales process, which most people don't have, or some people just give them a script, and we assume, oh, this is good, this is going to work, and it doesn't work out. So main thing, when you get off the phone, hang up, it didn't work out, figure out what the problem is. It's either one of those things. Good salespeople always analyze themselves. I lost a sale because of this. It's normally not because they're not qualified. It's normally not because they might be in an a-hole or whatever. It all goes back to you, right? It's your job to give them a tour of your product or service where it's effective, where they can use it and they get benefits from it, and you're asking for monetization in the end. Your job is to close deals. So, if you don't close one today and you don't close one till Friday, but if you could start closing the day in between, how much your day is going to be better? Because, if you're working commission or you're working for yourself, that means more money, and that makes it easier for us, and it makes you more confident. My product is worth it, right? Because that's what we always say, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Am I worth it? Am I worth it? I mean, you're on the phone talking, am I worth it? Is it worth it? We always got that in the back of our mind. Do they see what I see, right? I see it. Do they see it, right? So if you keep doing that on a regular basis and it just keeps continuing on getting faster and faster and faster, your problem is growth at that point, which is a good thing. I'm growing too fast. I might have to hire somebody.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that one. Click up here to watch another 5 Steps to Thrive in Sales video. Click down here to watch the full interview where all these clips came from.